Prudential Committee meeting of 30th November 2020. Going to call the meeting to order. I'm going to do a roll call. Seth Burdick,
Seth Burdick, Prudential Committee.
Ray Perone,
Ray Perone, treasurer.
Charlie Eager,
Charlie Eager, clerk.
Fran Parks, Prudential. Could we have the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the
To the
flag
Flag
of the United States of America,
And to
to the republic
republic
for which it stands, one nation,
nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty
liberty
and justice for all.
all.
Thanks. Okay. Mr. O'Neill. Paul, do we have Mr. O'Neill?
I don't see him on there, no. Oh, wait, he just signed on.
Good evening, Mr. O'Neill. You need to turn your mic on.
Hello, Francis.
How are you this evening?
Hi, thanks. Charlie,
How
Ray,
you doing?
I had,
Lisa, Paul, good evening.
The other member of the Prudential Committee is Mr. Burdick. Says Megan's iPad.
Sorry, I don't know how to fix that. I would otherwise. Hi, Ed.
Hi, good evening.
So
Nice to meet you.
the
Evening.
stage
Same
is
here.
yours.
So Ray, did you distribute all the documents I sent to you today?
yes, I did.
Thank you.
So, Mr. O'Neill, we're all set for you.
Okay, my first on the agenda.
Yes, you are.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. So, as everyone knows, the values are based on 2019 calendar year activity. So pre-COVID, if you will. So we've done analysis townwide and district-wide to look to see what is happening in the town and in each fire district. The macro view is that the residential pre-COVID, during COVID, up to now is still appreciating in value. Commercial properties increased in value as well. And what we're looking at now in COVID is trying to track the activity in certain commercial segments are experiencing a decline, but overall the commercial properties are not. So we'll start with that. Okay, does everybody has a copy of the LA4 for the district? That was sent out in the email. Charlie, do you have one?
I have one.
Okay, good.
Did you get it?
I got one.
Which, can somebody just show me a picture of it and I can pick it out of this pile?
It says the classification report, LA4, on the top.
Got it.
It has the parcel numbers.
Yep, well, use codes and number of parcels, but well, let's start with the whole town on the townwide. The fiscal 2021 townwide value is 15,978,500,190. Represents a 5.91% increase for the whole town. Now, what you have there is District 2, which is Katuitt LA4. The LA4 from last year to this year, the current value is 1,619,364,490. And that represents a 5.56% increase overall from last year. So just a little bit less than the town-wide average. The town-wide single-family median assessed value is 388,500. The town-wide average assessed value is 564,900. In the fire district of Katuitt, the average, we stuck with the average single-family home is 641,067. That's a little bit higher than the town. I believe it's, well, 4 out of 5 average value, single-family values exceeded the town-wide 564,900. The current proposed town-wide tax rates are $9.09 for residential and $8.26 for commercial, industrial, personal property. If you look at the option sheet, and it has been the practice of the fire district to keep a residential factor of 1.00, the rate would be, what is it? What do you say there, Ray?
1.9, 194.
194. Last year's Katuitt Fire District rate was 2.34. So with the values going up, the rate goes down and vice versa. So we've been experiencing an increasing real estate market townwide as well as each fire district for the past couple of years. Are there any questions?
No,
No, okay. So that's a macro view of the town as well as a district view. I did give Ray the abatements and outstanding tax case list is very minimal for the district as far as impact. If the Prudential Committee chooses the 1.00, the rate would be the 1.94 for fiscal year 2021.
Mr. O'Neill, could I ask that you could explain the rate for the benefit of Mr. Berta? The tax rate, the different tax rates or the tax
Sure.
factors? Thank you.
Sure. Seth, do you have the option sheet?
I do. I looked at them earlier on today.
Yeah, so historically, the district selected the 1.00, which gives a single rate across the board for all property classes,
Right.
which equates to 1.94. Last year, again, was 2.34. Most of the fire districts, except for Hyannis, they have a single factor, single rate. Hyannis,
Right.
because they have a lot of commercial properties, they opt to shift to the commercial sector. So if you look at that chart, go all the way across, you're basically doing is distributing the tax burden amongst all properties at 1.00, the same. Of course, the values are all different, but they're being taxed at the same rate. And if you look at the increments of 5% on the left-hand column, you'll see some of the shift and how it's impacted.
Right. I get the gist of it. We mainly do it because we have so little commercial and industrial use property, obviously, right? It's just
Correct.
even it out and make it less complicated.
Correct. Right. It's yeah. Historically, that's been the practice.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So I would like to make a motion that we continue with a tax factor of 1. Is there a
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Fran
Aye,
French,
Seth Burdick.
So we'll stick with the tax factor of 1.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you, Mr. O'Neill. Have a good night.
You as well. Thank you, Ray, as always.
Thanks, Ed.
Thank
Can you
you.
have them sign the LA5 tonight on Gateway?
Well, I think we're about to do that.
Okay, great. They all need a login. Okay.
Yep.
Yes, I think they've got that today.
Okay, Katie will be checking in the morning, make sure it's signed off.
Okay.
Take care, all.
Thank
Nice
you.
to see
Hey,
you.
Thanks, Ed.
take care. Seth and Fran, did you get your email from DOR with your ID and your temporary password?
I did. I logged on earlier and changed my password and got all on there and ready to sign it.
I'm ready to sign it also, so,
Did you find your way to LA5?
yes.
Not I didn't exactly find my way there, but I was, so I need to sign it right this moment, right?
Well, we ought to get it out of the way tonight.
Oh, for sure. I got into the portal and I was able to sign myself in, but I didn't
Okay.
dig much deeper than that.
When you go to, okay, if you're on the portal,
Hmm.
that page, if you go up to your upper left-hand corner,
Uh-huh.
in the blue section, there's a ribbon of titles. Starts with balance sheet,
Let me see here.
tax rate,
Yep.
hit tax rate,
Here, let me see. I'm right there.
okay? On the next page, in the left-hand column, in the column on the left-hand side of the page, there's a list of other pages. And if you scroll down, you can see the LA5. I think it's up towards the top.
Right. I might have to do it. I'm trying to do it on my phone. I think I'll have to get on my computer and do it.
Yeah, it'd be easier to do it on your PC than
For
do it
sure.
later.
All right. I'll take care of it. I will make sure I do it at the close of the meeting. Otherwise, I'm going to be moving my thing all around and. Oh, my.
Charlie, you have to sign, I think you did sign it. Didn't you,
I
Charlie?
already signed.
Okay, good, thank you. All right, that's it then. We're set with the tax classification.
I think I signed it. I'll have to go back and check.
Okay. I'll check later. If I see anything, I'll give you guys a shout. Did you get my proposed motion for the meeting?
Yep, I'm just trying to get back onto Zoom.
Oh, okay.
I saw the motion here. I got it.
Oh, crud.
I can see you,
All right.
Fran, so
Okay. So, Ray, could you give a little bit of explanation about these motions?
yeah, there, last year, starting with the annual district meeting, we recommended to the district, and the district passed a motion that said we would close $76,000 worth of articles and use those funds from those closed articles to pay down our debt. That happened in May of 2019. I made a motion to the Prudential Committee that we should not only cancel those as outlined in the district meeting, but cancel an additional, I think it was 70-odd thousand additional articles to close, and also use those funds to pay down the debt. And then finally, and also we were going to allocate some money to some other projects that were underfunded. Finally, in June of that year, I also made a recommendation to the committee, and the committee adopted a motion to close further articles to cover articles that were underfunded. When I reviewed all this with our new auditors, I was told that the district meeting could only approve $50,000 of articles for debt payment, and that the Prudential Committee was not empowered to move money from one article to another. That could only be done on a district meeting level. Therefore, I wanted to rescind and amend the motion that we made, the Prudential Committee made in November to limit the value of the articles to be closed to $50,000 in accord with what is legal for the district meeting to approve. We're not changing what the district meeting did. We're simply amending the Prudential Committee motion to conform with that legality. And I will be closing the books on that basis. In addition, I'm asking to simply rescind the June article now that we have learned, or I have learned, that the Prudential Committee cannot allocate closed articles. They can simply close them. I don't want to close and lose them. I want to save them and do that on the district meeting when they can be appropriately allocated to underfunded articles. So the purpose of these two motions is to correct the motions that the Prudential Committee made in November and June of last year, set up the legal $50,000 limit on articles that can be closed. The balance of monies that I used to pay down the debt, which constituted an over expenditure, I have reported in the tax recap that we just approved. It totaled some $96,000 between all those motions, or actually $103,000, and I offset, as the Prudential Committee had previously approved and is allowed, $8,000 of debt premium that we have received to reduce that amount to $96,000. So that has been included in the taxes and is therefore a settled issue. The only thing that remains is to correct the Prudential Committee motions that were made in 2019.
Thank you. Any questions, Seth?
No, I think I've got it.
Okay. So I'll read the first motion. Move to rescind and amend the Prudential Committee motion of November 20th, 2019 as amended that day. It was moved that the unspent funds from the following projects be used for the payment of debt due December 20th, 2019, $80,000, and for a transfer to the stabilization fund of $1,951. Levels Pond, Annual District Meeting 5/28/2008, Article 10, $32,477,000. Main Street Mains, Annual District Meeting 5/23/2013, Article 10, $45,362. Fire Department Utility Truck, Annual District Meeting 5/30/2018, Article 9, $3,513. Water Department Utility Truck, Annual District Meeting 5/30/2018, Article 13, $6,614. Fire Station Parking Lot, Special District Meeting 6/26/2018, Article 2, $14,925, for a total of $102,441,000. To be used to pay down debt, $80,000. Transfer Fire Station Roof Repair, Annual District Meeting 5/30/2018, $9,950. Transfer to Fire Engine Repair, Annual District Meeting 5/30/2018, Article 6, $10,900. Transfer to Stabilization Fund, $1,951. The above motion is to be rescinded and replaced with move that the unspent funds for the following articles be transferred to the general fund from the capital fund for the payment of debt in December 2019, as provided in Article 14 of the 5/29/2019 Annual District Meeting, but limited to the allowable amount of $50,000. Lower Pond Annual District Meeting, 5/28/2018, Article 10, $32,477. Main Street, Maine, Annual District Meeting, 5/23/2013, Article 10, $17,523. And that Lowell's Pond, having no remaining unspent funds or debt, be closed. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Seth?
Aye. Seth
Brady?
Burdick.
Aye.
Right.
Seth, could you do two, please?
Sure. I move that motion 1 of the Prudential Committee meeting of June 22nd, 2020, which states, both the following articles which have no outstanding obligations be closed, and the unspent funds used to fund payment of principal and interest fiscal year 2021 in the amount of $15,125, and to contribute the generalized stabilization $1,476 in fiscal year 2020, the appropriation to be closed, and are as follows with the related unspent funds. 2017-06 Rehab Engine 263, the amount of $12. Is that a typo?
No.
Okay,
Oh,
sorry.
it is, that's correct.
Okay, 2018-06 replace fire roof, $38. 2019-13 replace fire pickup, $3,513. 2020-05 space revenue, $13,038. Total $16,601 be rescinded. The $15,125 is not required in the refinancing.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye, Seth Burdick.
Fran Parks, aye. Okay. There's a motion 3.
Do you want me to read 3 too?
Is that correct, Ray? There's a
Yes,
3?
that is correct.
Okay. Sure, you can do 3.
Sure. I move that the motion 3 of the Prudential Committee meeting of June 22nd, 2020, which states, I moved to closing the following article, which has no outstanding obligations and no unspent funds to cover fiscal year 2020 fire station repairs, originally funded under Article 7 on May 29th, 2019 annual district meeting. 2018-06 Freedom Hall basement ceiling, $15,000, verbally given by the treasurer, will be written in. Be rescinded. The fire station repairs were covered by free cash as per the 6/24/2020 annual district meeting.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye, Seth Burdick.
Fran Parks, aye. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Anything else, Mr. Perone?
No, that's it for now.
All right. Before I go to public comment, I have something that's not on the agenda because I saw in last weekend's either Friday or Saturday newspaper that there's an AA group that has been meeting that consists of 10 people, and they have lost their meeting spaces, and they've either been doing Zoom or meeting in parking lots. And the last time they met in a parking lot, it was 31 degrees. Freedom Hall's not being used at all. We have, a couple of events in December with the Historical Society, but other than that, no one's using Freedom Hall except on Mondays, Tuesdays, the fire commissioners once a month, and Mondays, perhaps the Prudential Committee once a month. So I would like to allow, and I've spoken with them, with the leader of the group. They're willing to sign a contract, pay the fee, I haven't yet spoken to any references, but I'll do that. I'm not sure I have to do that. It's up, it's whatever you think, Seth. But I'd like to allow them to use the building. They'd like to do it Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 7 to 8. I've told them that on the second Tuesday of the month, the fire commissioners use the building. So, they might not be done with their meetings by 7 o'clock. They said they're not going to bring any food into the building or any drinks, and they're even willing to bring their own chairs into the building. So, I'd really like to support these folks.
Right.
So,
I personally, I don't have any, I don't oppose that. As long, I mean, I don't know if they're gonna be 10 or less on
10 or
average.
less,
They're
yeah.
not, they'll commit to not having too many, and we're obviously, if they're signing the contract, we're indemnified,
yeah.
whatever may carry on there. And will it be necessary to, fog or clean or fumigate the space afterwards? I mean, you know what I mean? I'm just curious relative to what has been going on in public spaces.
Yeah, I guess we could ask after the Wednesday meeting, I guess, I could ask the chief if he could fog it for us.
Yeah, just when they do coincide with the fire commissioners, we're gonna be right in, but I imagine they'll be wearing masks and social distancing and all that as well. I don't have any opposition to that.
Okay, great, thank you. Thank you. And do you have anything, Seth?
I do, under the unanticipated, I guess, or new business, whatever you want to call it. I just want to revisit what I had spoken about last meeting relative to replacing Silvio on our committee appear at either a specific meeting for that purpose with that as a single agenda item, or tacked on to the coming meeting, whether it be our December meeting, which is now 2 weeks from today, or if you wanted to have a specific meeting for that purpose, so that we can review who the individuals that we've kind of thought about, or to possibly replace Silvio, or just a discussion.
Yeah, no, I think what I'd like to do is possibly the second week of December, to see if I can get a meeting of the people so far that have signed up for the school committee, which is 7.
Right.
And then have a Prudential Committee meeting either probably the week of the 14th or the week of the 21st. But, I think it'd probably be easier for people to do it the 14th, or easier for you. Is that easier
Right.
for you? As opposed to because I'm sure the story gets busy.
Yeah, it will be busy, and yeah, I'm fine with the 14th is fine with me, and I like the sound if you're planning on maybe putting together a meeting of the school committee. If you're going to try that, maybe in the second week. Would that be the second week? Will be this like a week from now, or that would be the following? Will be
Week of the 7th. The week of the 7th.
That sounds fine to me. It'll give us some time to get those individuals who are interested in joining the committee together, and we can figure out what we're going to try to do.
Yeah, I think, well, the way we've only done this once before, but I think probably ideally I'd like to get some CVs or resumes, brief resumes.
Right.
We can go over those, and then we will have a meeting and public interview all the applicants.
Just out of curiosity, what was the last time that there was a vacancy that had to be filled by appointment in the interim before an election?
So when Stan Goldstein came on the committee, maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
And that was what you did then. You put together a public meeting where there would be an interview and talk about who people are and what they do, and then we would go into.
The only one who expressed any interest. So that was when that was because a member of our committee passed away.
Right.
Marge Wallace. So that's why we needed.
Right. So that was that.
That was it.
Well,
yeah.
that sounds good to me. If we can commit to the 14th to have it appear, and we can move from there.
Yeah.
That sounds fine with me.
Okay, good. All right. Anything else from you?
Not
No.
from me.
Okay. Is there any public comment? Going once, going twice. Okay, so I don't see any public comments. So,
Hello? Can you hear me?
yes,
Cynthia Gardner, 94 School Street.
yes.
My question is, you're setting up meetings next month for the school committee and Prudential. Have there been any more thoughts about the policy advisory and the bylaws committee?
Well, I was going to be the bylaws committee person, and I was going to do something about that in January. And probably in January, we'll do something about the Policy Advisory Committee. See if we can have a meeting.
Okay, and then my second question is, during your October meeting, you discussed a situation of the assistant treasurer working more than her 30 hours a week and needing to be reimbursed for that. What
Correct.
was the outcome of that?
I checked with counsel and it was a legal payment.
So can you explain that, Mr. Perone? So what was the outcome?
We reviewed whether the district was empowered to pay someone overtime over 30 hours, and the answer is yes.
And who gave you that ruling?
District council,
Mark Boudreau?
that's correct.
Okay, thank you very much.
Any other public comment? Okay, I'll excuse my cat. Jeez. I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
So moved. Thank you, everybody. Have a good evening.
All right,
You
bye-bye,
too.
everyone. See you soon. Have a good night.